All right. Good morning and God bless to everyone out there. I hope you're having an amazing day and an amazing week so far, depending on what day you're watching this. So, I am currently, I believe, 32 days out. Double check. Yeah. Today is October 14th. My show, my first show ever, is November 15th. I'm extremely excited. Everything is chugging along pretty good right now. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these, so I'm going to update you guys on everything that has occurred in the last little while, what's changed, what went wrong, what's going, or what went right, pretty much the whole shebang. So, in the last little while, I did start to deal with some digestive issues, pretty bad sleep, and rapidly declining training performance. Because of that, I felt like I should probably make a switch. If that kept going on, my probably honestly wouldn't have been able to compete because I was shitting my brains out every day and throwing up pretty often, um, getting weaker every session in the gym. I mean, sleeping 5, maybe 6 hours, no matter how hard I tried. Like, I was getting pretty beat up. And, because of that, I thought, all right, this isn't getting sorted out anytime soon. So I switched to the best in the game, in my opinion, AJ Sims, aka Cement Factory, the guy who's known for getting everyone shredded, peeled, but most importantly, he's dialed in with the gut health, all that sort of stuff. I wasn't that aware of it myself at the point when I signed up with him, but dude fucking is really dialed in with just managing stress and all that and implementing habits to get all that sorted out. So, very pleasantly surprised. I'm going to show you guys where I am at. So, this is October 13th. Okay. Okay. Oop. Hello. There we go. Alright, so we got a little bit of a side-by-side here. So this is October 6th to yesterday, October 13th. So we're going to go over the front row relaxed, midsection definitely getting tighter. My quads are a little inflamed here just because I did a workout from AJ and I was so fucked up. Like, the volume was retarded high. I was sore for like 5 or 6 days. But anyway, go over here, midsection getting dialed in. My glutes are starting to get tighter. Yep, I think for sure the glutes are getting tighter. Alright, and then, yep. Midsection getting more dialed in. Especially here, I feel like I look way fuller to the lats. I feel like just overall fuller. Condition getting better. Glutes are almost fully in, and I think it's just a little bit over 4 weeks out, so I think another little bit of dieting, I'll be fucking completely stripped out. That was the whole goal coming to this. I just wanted to get as skinless as possible. Serratus is getting more dialed in. Okay, let's go over most muscular. Alright. So, that's everything as far as all of that. I started making some sourdough at home, and then we'll go over some pictures I got at the gym. Do I have the front relaxed here? I don't think I put the front relaxed in this folder. That's all good. Quarter turns. Overall, I feel like I'm just fucking blasting full, which is crazy. I'm taking literally like half the GH. This especially, I was like, whoa. Alright, let's get to it. So first off, AJ has me tracking my biometrics really closely in terms of like my blood pressure, blood sugar, even my temperature in the morning. I'd actually never considered this before, but this can be like a good way to kind of detect if like your thyroid is getting downregulated, your body temperature is going to start to go down, your metabolism is slowing down a little bit, and you can kind of use these to strategically implement refeeds, based like mitigate your stress, stuff like that. Like on Sunday, I was supposed to hit legs, but my body temperature dropped a good amount. My blood pressure was high throughout the day. He was just like, yo, chill today, rest, recover. I was like, oh, fuck, hell yeah. But by the way, the spreadsheets, I made this myself. I really like looking at the data. I'm like, huh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. So, I did a high day yesterday. I did wake up this morning with my digestion feeling a little bit funky. I think it was, we had rice cakes on 2 meals, and I don't know if it was the brown rice or what, but it fucked me up a little bit. So I woke up this morning, sent over check-ins, and I was feeling so beat up. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go back to sleep. I woke up at like 196.6, and my blood sugar was a little high. But then I went back to sleep for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and like my body weight dropped 2.6 pounds. I went to the bathroom, pretty much cleared everything out. My blood pressure got a little bit better. I felt way better. And so now I'm just on like base diet plan today. But even my body weight's lower than yesterday, which is cool, especially after a high day. I think I did like 800 grams of carbs. So we'll get to the diet. So it's a base training day diet. I'm drinking 9.5 liters of water a day, 1.25 or about like a quarter teaspoon of light salt each meal, and then 3 grams of, I've been doing Redmond real salt intra workout. So cardio on training days is 30 minutes, 130 to 135 beats per minute. I'm doing the Cybex Arc Trainer I have in my garage. Then we'll get to our food. Protein has been dropped down substantially. If you guys want to pause and look at this, it's just way more probiotics and fruits and vegetables throughout the day. I think the less protein allows a lot more room for that, because calorically, I think calorically it is a little bit higher. We implemented beef gelatin with a couple meals throughout the day. The one thing AJ was saying is my protein was quite high before, and that could have been causing some inflammation in my digestive system. So we decreased the protein, and then the thing is the amino acids in the protein, I think it's tryptophan and methionine, can be involved in the synthesis of serotonin in the gut, which I'm not too sure of myself. I mean, fucking AJ is a wizard with this stuff, so I'll just be like, oh, okay. But that can be inflammatory to your digestive system. Also just straight up eating a lot of protein is hard on your digestive system. So the glycine and proline can sort of help in sealing up your digestive system, gut lining, healing it up a little bit. So we implemented that throughout the day to help with all of that. And so far so good. I mean, granted, it's been a lot of sweeping changes, but that's one thing we did in particular that I've never done before. Then kombucha, I have 1 bottle per day. Some fruit with these 2 meals. Then the rest of the day I have sauerkraut, and then a couple of veggies, sauerkraut, a couple of veggies, sauerkraut, a couple of veggies. And I put this in, it's just like 5 grams of garlic just for some prebiotics. There's like allicin in there, which is like an antimicrobial. So about 3,400 calories, 281 grams of protein, 510 carb, 24 fat. High day, protein is lower, carbs much higher, pretty much the same shit. Only difference is I have some cereal with this meal, some dried fruit for 25 grams of carbs, some fruit, and then this last meal, instead of white potato, it's grits for some extra carbs. Other than that, everything's the same. So it's just less protein, higher carb, less fat, because this last meal is also white fish instead of beef. It's like 800 grams of carbs. And then my rest day, same shit, a little bit extra fat in this last meal, and then instead of whey, I do egg whites to make like a little pancake. This first meal, about 2,300 calories, 240 grams of protein, and then 275 grams of carbs, 28 fat. All right, so then let's get to this. Oh, I forgot to mention, on this high day, I have insulin with these first 2 meals, 3 IUs and 5 IUs. Okay, then supplements. I have a morning gut drink, which is bovine colostrum, 1 scoop of that. Gut revival from Cement Factory Subs. I got that on my own. AJ didn't recommend it or anything. Then creatine, glycine, glutamine, aloe, and then a quarter teaspoon of salt. Then I got this Visbiome probiotic. It's like one of those bougie refrigerated ones. AJ recommended Ultimate GI Restore from Level Up. It's like a bunch of oral peptides like BPC, KPV, LL37, which is lorazepatide, a bunch of other shit. And then I have Tributyrate Probutyrate. Have this twice a day, morning and night. It's like a butyrate precursor, which is a short chain fatty acid that is going to help in improving gut health. Then all my other shit, you guys can pause here. I don't want this to go on for 30 minutes. If you want to look at all the supplements I'm taking, and then magnesium with every meal, PEDs, Test Probe 100 mg per day, Mast E 80 mg per day, Primo E 60 mg per day, 30 milligrams of Winstrol a day, 15 milligrams or 30 milligrams of Anavar a day, 15 milligrams of Winstrol a day, 75 Proviron a day. I use a GH that I'm taking Clo, 5-ANO-1-MQ, that Level Up I mentioned before. I have that in here as well because it's kind of like a peptide PED sort of thing. Caffeine, AJ dropped this too, 150 milligrams, then 80 mg of Clen. I take T3, 6.25 milligrams every 3 hours after waking for a total of 3 administrations. 100 micrograms of T4, 1.5 milligrams of raucine or yohimbine, telmisartan, nebivolol, 250 micrograms of retatrutide every other day, 150 milligrams of glutathione every other day, and 50 milligrams of NAD plus every other day. All right, that is the nutrition and PEDs. Now, because my training performance was getting so bad, I was like, oh, fuck, I couldn't really decide on anything. But now I feel like I got this really locked in because I kind of got my head on a lot straighter. I feel like I was going a little kooky before. So I've decided on just simple push, pull, legs, upper, lower. I'm treating these 2 kind of back half sessions just to tap the muscle, get a little bit of stimulus in there, just focus on keeping my weights and performance up. And then since I'm doing a push, pull, leg here, I've usually stuck like a push, pull, leg or just like a straight up upper, lower sort of program. But with this, I feel like I can really concentrate a lot more volume on each body part. So I'm doing abs at the start of every session to really just focus on getting my midsection dialed in. I've been doing vacuums every morning as well. Again, just because I want to get my midsection and my midsection control as dialed in as possible. But I did the upper session yesterday, and this was really fun. So fun. I did this orange row they have at the gym I go to, Muscle Factory, and this thing is heavy as fuck, but I was trying to do like an upper back row and it just nailed my lats, so count that as that. And then this life row I did for my traps because I feel like my traps didn't get enough out of that row. So all in all, this felt pretty even. My back felt wrecked. I've been really focused on doing my DC stretches, which are loaded extreme stretches after I'll train a muscle. DC stretch. Forgot to rate it right there. All in all, though, really fucking fun. So today I'm hitting legs. I'm gonna do the ab wheel. 2 sets to start out. Single arm dumbbell preacher curl. I'm just trying to nail my biceps at the start of the session. I feel like my biceps are a weak point in my arms. I've done this previously before just to really condense the stimulus down to be time efficient because I fucking hate doing single arm exercises that take 30 minutes. I think pretty much everyone does. So I'll do a myo rep match, which is like a rest pause just to match the amount of reps you got on your first or second set. So like say I do a 30-pound dumbbell for a set of 12, then I'll rest a couple minutes, then I'll do, say again on that second set, because get fatigued, I get like 8 reps, right? So then you're gonna rest, I'll typically do 20 seconds, and then do as many attempts to failure as you need to match that 12 reps. So by the third set, you're doing like 4 or 5 rest pauses, and your fucking biceps are shot. So then I'll finish with a DC stretch, which like, I'll typically just grab something and then turn away like this just to stretch out my bicep. Then a leg press calf raise, again, just for time efficiency. I'll do a stretch pause, which is like a rest pause, but instead of just fully resting, you rest in the stretch. These are fucking brutal. These hurt so bad and they get you retarded sore. And then to get my hips warmed up, I'll do this little paired superset here, the adductor and abductor machine, 2 sets each. Then right after this, I'll do some like hip 90 and 90s, just because my hip mobility is pretty bad, and I was getting some tweaks in my lower back whenever I was like leg pressing and stuff, so I really want to pay attention to that. Then the prime lying leg curl, 3 sets here. Use a little pad on my thighs just to get more range of motion in the stretch. And then a belt squat RDL on the pit shark. I'm doing a 5 count in the stretch just to really fuck myself up and get a good hamstring stimulus, and then focus on driving through my hips on the way up. And then the stride leg extension, 3 sets here, and then the belt squat, 2 sets here. I'm using the handles to assist myself to failure just to get as much out of these as possible. My quads don't really need all that much to just be absolutely wrecked. I might call an audible here and do a 3rd set depending on how fucked up I get, but the belt squat usually wrecks me, so I don't think I'll need much extra there. Then here, abs, some laterals. This is push. Abs, some laterals. I had this incline Atlantis pin loaded chest press. Oh my god, this thing is awesome. I've never felt anything nail my upper chest that good. Then a high incline mega mass. It's like a dual Smith sort of press. So it's like has 2 handles and they kind of diverge and converge. I've been doing that just for my shoulders and upper chest. I've been almost trying to follow like a John Meadows sort of structure for these push-pull legs workouts, just because I can do more work for each body part, and I used to really love training like that. It's very fun. So I would do something to sort of activate the muscle. With this, I don't really feel like I need to do much like to activate with the chest, so I just kind of get into like the heavy loading, because I feel like this shit here is kind of like my warm-up, get my shoulders moving, get everything feeling good, get my joints moving, and then I get straight into the heavy loading here. So I'll do 2 sets here, just crank them out. I'll typically be like 1 RIR here, just because I'm not trying to fuck myself up too bad, so I still have a little bit of gas left for the second exercise. And then I'm doing the high incline mega mass, 12 to 15, just to really pump up the muscle. And then I do the prime pec deck to stretch out the muscle and sort of finish it off. 2 sets here. I do a 5 count in the stretch, and then I finish with a 90-second BC stretch. And then the Panada overhead tricep extension, 3 sets here, and then the prime dip, 2 sets here, just to finish off my triceps. Then pull, ab wheel, the prime row, the chest supported one. I'll do this just to nail my whole back. The new tech pull down. Again, I'm kind of using these 2 to load different parts of my back heavy, load my upper back heavy, then load my lats heavy. Then for these 2, I'm using these just to finish everything off, sort of. The prime low row, I get a gnarly stretch and a gnarly pump here, so I feel like it's both jobs done. And then this last one, I'm just using it to finish off my back entirely. The single arm Nautilus pull down, I'll give myself a +1, like an assisted rep on that last rep, and then I'll go into finishing with a 90-second DC stretch on that last rep of the last set. Prime rear delt, I'm using the prime lateral raise, and then I'm just driving with my elbows into a rear delt fly with the cam on 3. And then I finish each set with partials. These absolutely wreck me. I just do both sets till I can't move, and then my rear delts are blown out. Then I'll do a cable curl, like pinwheel style, so like a hammer curl, but you just curl in like this, keep your elbows down, and that just pumps the fuck out of my biceps. And then I'll finish on the incline dumbbell curl, like on a low incline, and I'll do one of those mile rep match, like the rest pause match sets. And then here, this is like the hardest session of the week. I'm very excited to do this. So I'm doing the Nautilus crunch machine, a seated calf raise, the new tech adductor, new tech abductor. Again, the same sort of structure as the other leg session, sort of just pairing all this shit up as like a warm up, just get moving, get grooving sort of part of the session. Then after I do the hip stuff, I'll typically use like a 90-90 hip stretch just to make sure my hips feel all loose and limber. I might even do like a glute bridge just to make sure my glutes are working. Then I'll do the Atlantis leg curl, the seated one. And I got this from Scott Stevenson. It's called a zigzag. So what you do is you do one exercise, then you do the next exercise. So I found this fucking nails my hamstrings really bad when I'll do something like to pump it up and then stretch it, pump it, then stretch it, pump it, then stretch it. So I'll do the seated leg curl in a higher rep range from like 15 to 20, pump the fuck out of my hamstrings, and then I'll do this assisted Nordic curl, stretch the fuck out of my hamstrings, and then 2 sets here. Each I'm smoked 4 sets, and then I'll finish off that second set of the Nordics with a 90-second DC stretch. Now, the DC stretch for hammies is a little funky. What I'll typically do is I'll just stand on something that's a little bit elevated that I can kind of really reach under and grab under, and then I just think like I'm trying to fucking shove my head through my taint, like just fold over as much as possible. Then here, ooh, this is the fun part. I'm doing the, okay, the prime pin loaded extension, 2 sets here, 12 to 15. I'll typically put on like that third cam, and then I'll hold it in the squeeze for a little bit just to get my knees warmed up. I feel like when I load that like shortened position, you get like a better pump, so more blood flow, your joints are moving better. And then the Roger squat, I'm doing 3/4 reps here. These are fucking brutal on this thing because it's very heavy in the stretch positions we can do with like the loading. So like you get to the point of that last rep, you literally can't move. And I mean, this was probably fucking dumb as hell, but what I'll do is I'll sort of like assist myself on the last rep, because you can kind of push up on the sides of that thing to assist yourself. And then here, Smith Bulgarians, I'm doing them, it's called like bazooka style. Just 2 sets. So you have like the Smith over here on one side, and just crank them out on that same side. And I'm doing 2 sets here, really making sure I'm driving through my heels. I'm trying to get a decent glute stimulus. I mean, my quads are already wrecked from the first couple. And then I'll finish with a 90-second DC stretch here. Now I might call an audible here and add in like a leg press, or like a leg press, or like a pendulum or something for like just gnarly high reps, like 15 to 20, based on how fucked up I feel after this. Might do like a hack squat, or yeah, I think I'll probably end up doing the pendulum, but hey, we'll see how I feel. All in all though, very excited. Today's session is going to be brutal. I'm going to record that and post it up. But that concludes everything. Let me know any questions you guys got in the comments down below. Until next time, God bless. Have an amazing rest of your day. I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.